What's up guys, my name's Tom and welcome back to another video and here on F1 2019 to start the F2 2019 career mode, the brand new series on the channel. Basically you're going to do the F2 Championship with the old F2 rounds where the F2 Championship goes through. Today's round 1 around Bahrain, and the Championship format is going to be a short qualifying and the 50% feature race and sprint race as well. So make sure to smash like and subscribe channel if you need to see plenty more Formula 1 content, and if you want to see the continuation of the F2 Championship. It really motivates me to make more. If you could do that, I would be very thankful. It really helps me out. So you might be wondering what driver we're going to choose for our F2 campaign. I think you guys saw in the thumbnail, in the video title, we're going to drive as Mahaveer Raghunathan in the MP Motorsport F2 car. So you may be wondering why the hell did I choose Mahaveer Raghunathan. Basically we're going to try to do the opposite of what he is doing this year in F2. We're going to try to win the championship as the Indian with the license of Netherlands. So his flag that is going to appear is from Netherlands, and in the TV broadcast it appears the Dutch flag. So yeah, this is going to be a hell of a campaign, driving the F2 cars. I had this idea since F1 2019 was announced with the F2 cars, and now we have the 2019 car. So let's go jump into it and let's see if this championship goes well. Let's see if we can. It's going to be like a cucumber challenge because he's Indian. Narain Karthikeyan was Indian. The car is not the slowest like the HRT, but and the F2 cars are the equal cars. Basically it's the same car. The only thing that changes is the driver and the setup. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. So we're going to jump into the Sakhir circuit where round 1 is going to be, and let's see if we can get pole. I don't know, but it's going to be really hard. The pack will be bunched up. So here we are on the garage, and in terms of tire choices we just have one set of soft tires, of super soft tires, sorry. So that was a bit of a shock because we had just one set and the tire wear is pretty bad around the Sakhir circuit. So I decided to go with the medium tires and get a feel of the car, get a feel of the track, and see what we can do. Nighttime at Bahrain, but it's going just to be on qualifying. Feature race and the sprint race are going to be during the sunlight. So maybe I'm going to do a gameplay with the F2 cars during the night, or maybe with the classic cars as well. That would be really cool because it's the official schedule, the qualifying. So yeah, that's normal. That's really cool. It's a very good idea for a video. But as you can see, doing some laps on the medium tires. At the moment we are at P11, which is pretty decent considering that we are in a slower tire. And now we are dropping to P16, but now we are on the soft tires charging, and we are going purple on the second sector. So pace has been really good, and we're going on the final stages of our first lap on the soft tires. Open the DRS, sorry, and we're going to set provisional pole position at the Bahrain Grand Prix. So things are going really good, and now we are on our second lap, and this is where things start to be a little bit more hard. As you can see, failing the braking zone at the long left hand is very easy to lose the car on that corner, and we are 2/10 down despite going purple on the second sector. So really going off to the track, really trying to find the limits of this car, but the tires are really going away, and we are in pole position by a small margin over Luca Giotto that is actually finishing his lap, and let's see if he can snatch pole of us. At the moment he's second place. He's going to open the DRS, he's going to cross the line, and unfortunately he's going to take pole position at the Bahrain Grand Prix. So a little bit of a nut break, but that was really close between me and the Univirtuosi driver. And yeah, we're going to start this Grand Prix in second place, separated by not even a tenth. But Luca Giotto takes the early lead of the championship with 4 points. So nonetheless, it was very positive, this qualifying session. I did just in terms of practice, I did some time trial, like 4 or 5 laps, just to get a feel of the car, despite running with the mediums to get even more feel of the car, because we need to improve, because as you can see, the top 13 is separated by not even a second. So just see how close it is. It's what F2 is all about, you know. So we're going to race 1, starting in P2. We have a good chance to win the race. I think the pace is there for sure. So let's go and let's see if we can get our first win on our first race.
Welcome one and all to the 2019 Formula 2 World Championship. A new season and a new lineup of drivers hungry to make their mark on the world of motorsport. Some new names and some returning favourites, all here to stake a claim on the championship title. Bahrain represents an exceptional 3.36 miles of racing. Lots of opportunities to overtake throughout its 15 corners. Now, this track has a reputation for being brutal on the rear tyres, so keep an eye on how these young drivers manage their rubber. Strategy here could ultimately determine the winner of this race. In the commentary box for the big race today, I'm Alex Jakes, and joining me once again, it's Davide Valsecchi. Davide, as well as being the 2012 GP2 champion, you also have experience as a test driver in F1. What would you say are the biggest differences for people fresh to the world of F2?
Well, Alex, I think it's an exciting time in Formula 2 right now. For spectators, a lot of excitement comes from all the drivers being in the same car. That puts the emphasis on driver skills, meaning lots of overtakes, which means exciting race for us.
Okay, the run into turn 1 isn't too long, so the pack will be bunched up. Take care.
Thanks Jeffrey, and welcome guys to the Bahrain Grand Prix feature race starting in P2 after a positive qualifying session, I can say so. And we're going to start on the soft tires and then finishing on the medium tires, so we'll see what we can do. Things are not going to be easy, but it's a long race. We'll see what we can do. Once again, favorite lights for the Bahrain Grand Prix, and it was an absolutely terrible start as always. It's even worse with these F2 cars comparing with the F1 cars, and we've been overtaken by Nick de Vries, but we're going on the inside of the ART. We make a little bit of contact, but healthy contact it's normal in the F2 cars. Be a little bit more wild, and he gets somehow the traction, but now we are in the slipstream of our compatriot. We have he is Dutch, we are Indian, but yeah, that's the flag stuff. And we're going on the inside of the Vries, and we take P2 and maintain the position, but Lucky Kyoto already waltzing away of the pack and taking the early lead, maintaining the lead on the early stages of this Bahrain Grand Prix. But lap 2 we are starting to catch the Kyoto, so in these soft tires it seems that the pace is really good, but once we get more further in the Grand Prix, I think the tires are going to be worse and worse, and tire wear is pretty high around the Bahrain circuit, and Kyoto goes defensive. The Vries sets fastest lap. With Kyoto set the fastest lap, then it was me setting the fastest lap, and now it was the Vries. So a fastest lap fest in these early stages of the feature race, but now we are in DRS range of Kyoto, so maybe I'm thinking something. We're going on the outside. We have the better braking, we have the better tires than Kyoto, better grip than Kyoto, and we're going to try to go round the outside. Kyoto gets the better traction, and we're going to try all round the outside through this long session. It takes an eternity to do on the F2 car due to the lack of downforce, and we take the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. But Kyoto has a word to say, because look, on the beginning of lap 4, he's going on the outside with a little bit of an hesitation on the brakes, so close to touch his side pod with my front left. He takes the lead, and now he brake checked us, so he lost so much momentum that he brake checked us basically. But we are not over yet. We're going to make the same what we did in the previous lap to try to go round the outside. Locks up a little bit, so I have to take an evasive action, and with this the Vries is going to take second place, I believe. And yeah, he takes second place, but now we're going to try on the outside line, take the outside line, because it was a little bit, he was going defensive, so and that was a little bit weird. You could just close the door, so that was strange, too careful from the Vries, but going off to the track, not lose momentum by going through the curves, and as you can see, going on the outside, and then switch to the inside, really pinch him off, and he lost the back end actually, so that was pretty crazy. So Kyoto being a little bit, yeah, it wasn't his fault, it happens to lock up, it wasn't on purpose, but we're going to press on and try to get back the lead. As you can see, we touched the gearbox of Kyoto, so going very hard on the brakes, and de Vries was trying something on us. But now lap 5 I decided to stay out, because I want to play the same game of these guys. I don't want to take any gambles in these early stages of the championship, so I decided to stay out. The tires are really tight, but now we're going to make a down of the inside, very wild switch out of nowhere to the right. It's not my first time doing these moves. I think I absolutely love to make these wild moves, and we take the lead once again of the feature race. But Kyoto, I think, has a word to say. No, he hasn't. No, he didn't, sorry. And as you can see, the replay, we switched on the inside, very close, not very close, it was a normal move, and the only thing crazy was that change of direction out of nowhere, and Giotto then was being pressurized by the freeze, as you can see in the replay camera. He's going for the outside line. I think it's the best option to going at 10-4, I believe. Yes, I think it's 10-4, and here they are going side by side, and the freeze takes second place, so Giotto being demoted from the lead to third place in a space of 1 sector. That's how racing is, and that's how Formula 2 is. It's so close that you can lose the lead and being demoted to the maybe even worse than third place. But here we are. Look at the train of the cars going through the pit lane. That's crazy. Yeah, like a queue of 11 cars, 10 cars. I don't know, but we're going to say goodbye to these destroyed soft tires and dress a brand new set of medium tires, longer stops. And as you can see on the replay camera, unfortunately we had to do a double stack with our teammate Childenkin, so his race is absolutely ruined because I decided to stay out one more lap. So I have to bear in mind with that, because I don't want to screw the team, but I think it was outside of the point, so the damage is not that far. But as you can see, Guan Yu Zhou taking second place, so the undercard being really powerful around here. And as you can see, we're very vulnerable to Louis Delatraz, but we managed to defend that. And as you can see, Zhou is going for the race lead, I believe. Lucky Giotto lost the lead, and now he's Nick de Vries on the lead, so he lost a lot of time on the pit lane, though in the virtuosi. So now we're in the slipstream of Zhou. We set the fastest lap once again, so confirming that we are the fastest guy on track, and let's see what we can do. We're going to make another dive bomb like we did on Giotto, but this time on Zhou. The car is the same, and we've gone so deep that Giotto has a chance to get back, and we are side by side, and he moves a little bit aggressively to the left. He has the RS, we have the RS, but we have the slipstream, and we're going to try to do what we did on Giotto in the first stint, try to go round the outside at 10-4. Beautiful early cam shot, as you can see. Really love this camera angle. Who loves it? Who doesn't? Yes. And we're going to try on the outside once again, doing this move many times, but Zhou doesn't give much resistance as the freeze gave, and we take second place. And as you can see, Zhou now losing the pace, so yeah, it was just undercut, the confirmation of that being in third place. But now, as you can see, he lost one position to Antoine Hubert, and now to Louis Delatraz, and maybe Sergio Sere Camera, and in the space of one straight, Guan Yu Zhou lost 3 places. That is crazy. He must be destroyed. If it was me, I would be destroyed. So that, yeah, never seen like that for a long time ago. And more destroyed someone is going to be. He's going to be the race leader, Nick de Vries, that is out on the last lap. And now we take once again the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. And oh my God, that is, oh, from the leading the race on the last lap and having a engine failure, that's harsh. That's harsh. But yeah, we take the lead, and here we are, a final corner, and we're going to win this Bahrain Grand Prix out of nowhere. And yeah, what a way to start this championship. Get in there.
You worked hard for that one. Congratulations.
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be MP Motorsport picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for that fantastic performance.
I think it's the first time that you're watching Mahaveer Raghunathan smiling on the podium. Yes, it's the virtual world, but that's kind of strange seeing a driver that is like 6/10 of the pace in real life of pole position time, and now sing on the podium. So that's the beauty of a video game. It allows us to see things like this. And yeah, confirmation results. We won the feature race after a heartbreak ending to Nick de Vries, and we take the lead of the championship. But the episode is not over yet. We're going to the sprint race. We're going to start in 8th place, and here we are on the grid. Strategy wise is a one stop, pretty simple in these sprint races. We could do like a la Charles Leclerc in 2017, do one stop at Bahrain, because the tire wear is pretty bad, but I think no stop is the way to go. So we are getting ready to the sprint race, starting in B8 after that miraculous win. 5 red lights, and it slides out, and away we go. We have Antoine Hubert in front of us, but not anymore, because we've been overtaken by Sean Gelael, Luca Giotto, and once again it was an absolutely terrible start. Callum Ilott as well, but we're going to dive down on the inside of Giotto, Ilott, and maybe Sean Gelael. Let's see, we are side by side with the two of them, and we made a little bit of contact with Giotto because there was absolutely no room to go, and we are in P9, so lost one position after the start, but let's see if we can slice through the field during the race. So we're chasing down Callum Ilott there. I think that was a free white before turn 4, so it was behind me, but let's see what we can do. We're not going to give up. We have 12 laps. We have not a lot of laps, but as you can see, abusing a little bit track limits, but we're going on the inside of the Prem, a little bit hesitant on the brakes. We made a little bit of contact with his side pod, and we are keeping side by side with him as we go into the long left hand, pushing a little bit. He gets caught a little bit on the curb, and he managed to maintain the position, but now he caught on the curb once again, and we get the better traction, and we are back into the point in P8, so a bit aggressive, but needs must, we have to make these moves. Going purple on the first sector on lap 2, so we were so far behind Latifi, but there's a huge strain, so it allows us to above inside we go. Yeah, it allows us to catch them very quickly. I think who's leading the race is Joe, and this pace is not the best because, as you can see, look at the train of cars. Yes, it's just lap 2, but in these sprint races the back is all bunched up because the slowest car of the top 8 is in first place generally, and we set the fastest lap, so confirmation that we are the fastest man on the track, above inside of Matus Schichter, and he's still there. Let's see if we can get the better traction, give a little bit of a squeeze, and into P6 we are still there, touching a little bit the curb, but it's okay. And yeah, definitely now we are in P6. He's trying something. I think he's going defensive because of I forgot who we overtook on lap 8, but now oh, that was so close we touched the gearbox of Antoine Hubert, lost the old momentum, heading to the fast left-hander. So yeah, that's my fault. I lost basically I lost the car and touched the gearbox of Hubert, but now we are in the slipstream of the French, and let's see if we can snatch a move very similar to what we did in the first race on Luca Giotto. Now a little bit more deep, and we made the move stick, but we have to bear in mind he's so close. Yes, we have the RS, but he has the RS as well. He's going to have slipstream, and look at him. We're going to move very aggressively to the inside line to go defensive, and he's going to the inside still, but now we have a little bit of understeer, so we're going to run wide. We're going to touch the curb, and this is going to allow to Antoine Hubert to have a better speed, and we are going side by side through the whole first sector, maybe through the whole second sector, I don't know, but he gave us a little bit of a squeeze on the braking zone, so very aggressive driving, sorry, from Antoine Hubert. But now we're going to try to make the switch back, and we have a better exit. So now through the long left-hander we're going to get to move round the outside, and let me say that was a fantastic battle with Antoine Hubert, and the reward was 5th position. So making good progress. That battle was absolutely amazing, very clean, a little bit of contact, a little bit of argy-bargy, but yeah, that's F2. What comes to F2 is just aggressive driving, and that's what we have to do if we want to win this championship. But now we are trying to catch Dorian Boccalacci. That is very slow. He lost a lot of time. Him and the Sere Camera lost a lot of time by battling to each other, and now as you can see, look at the distance of that Sere Camera built over Boccalacci, and we made the move stick on the French, and we are into P4, so making a good charge through the field on lap 8. And I tried to catch Sere Camera, but unfortunately I think in terms of pace, yes, we are faster, but it's just like 1/10 faster per lap, and we have to bear in mind with the tires 51% on the front left, so just see how high the tire wear is this weekend. But as you can see, Antoine Hubert unfortunately is out of the race. He was after that fantastic battle with me, and yeah, he had an engine failure, and we're going to press on because we are struggling with the tires, and Dorian Boccalacci is getting closer and closer. As you can see, 4/10 away. He has the RS, so I think he's going to try something, going defensive, a little bit hesitant on the brakes because I don't know what he's going to do. He takes a slight look, but we managed to cover that off, and now we're going to lose a little bit of momentum because the line wasn't perfect. And look at him, so close to my gearbox, and he's going to take the inside line, so we can't go defensive, and we're going to brake at the same time. We're going to try all around the outside, and we do so. We get a better traction, but now we touch the curb. We're going to lose so much speed that is going to allow Boccalacci to get the better speed, and we're going side by side. How many times did we go side by side during this weekend? I don't know, but now we made contact, and I think Pocolacci lost a bit of his end play. I was trying to push him a little bit to the inside line to try to get the switchback and get a better exit, but we're going still side by side. We have to finish this now. He got caught on the curb. He's going to lose so much momentum on the outside line, and he managed to keep the position, but now we're going to have DRS, better speed, and we're going to be promoted into P4. But we're going to watch the replay at that as we finish the move. Yes, the move is done. We are in P4. He's going to lose maybe a lot of positions because he has an end plate damage. That's a lot of damage. So here he is. Okay, he's going to take in the inside line. Now the inside line is mine, and then yeah, he moved a little bit to the left. So we changed the direction. We changed the line, the racing line at the same time. So I think, but yeah, when I push a driver, the driver goes in the same direction. He doesn't go in the opposite direction. So that's the first time that something like this happens to me. Tell me in the comments who's the fault, because I maybe consider that as a racing incident. In the previous two camera angles, counting with this, it seems that Pocolacci is changing the direction and not doing anything. So it looks like the fault is of him. But the fact is that we changed direction at the same time. But nonetheless, he's going to be P4. He lost a lot of positions in the last lap. So yeah, a little bit of an anticlimactic finale. But nonetheless, it's points, and that's what we need.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
And now it's time to wind down and celebrate after that fantastic race. Here they come, your top three, out onto the podium.
There you go. Guan Yu Zhu wins the sprint race. I was going to say feature race, but yeah, I think we could have done much better. I think, yeah, we had a better pace this weekend, especially in the sprint race. I think the AI is still a little bit hesitant on the overtakes, so maybe that's a thing to fix in next year game. But a positive weekend, a good start for our F2 campaign as Mahaveer Raghunathan, and unfortunately we couldn't get the fastest lap. Sergei Camera got the fastest lap on the penultimate lap, so that was pretty impressive in the phase of the race where the tires were dying, and I don't know if you saw on the MFD, but tire wear once we crossed the line was 71%. 10 more percent than we were in the risk of having a puncture, and it was just a 12-lap race. So yeah, just to see, and it's Bahrain. The next race is going to be around Spain, where tire wear for me is not the best thing in the world, but we'll see. We take the early championship lead, and we are 6 points ahead of Sergei Camera. Luca Giotto in 9th place, despite taking pole position. So we had two terrible races, and as you can see, the championship standing. Unfortunately, our teammate didn't score any points, but we'll see if he has a better weekend in the next race. That is going to be around Barcelona, like I said. And in the constructors, we are in P3, and we are not that far from them. So if my teammate can be a little bit competitive, I think we can maybe challenge for the Constructors' Championship. So, guys, that was the first episode of the F2 2019 Championship as Mahaveer Raghunathan in the MP Motorsport F2 car. So, if you enjoy and if you watch the whole video, thank you so much for watching. Smash like and subscribe channel if you want to see plenty more Formula 1 content and F2 content. Maybe, like I said in the beginning of the video, I should do a night race with the F2 cars and maybe with the classic cars around Bahrain and maybe Monaco. So many good ideas for videos, and yeah, sure that I'm going to do that. But for that, despite really wanting to do that, I really want to you guys to show your support by smashing like and subscribe to the channel. It really motivates me to make more, and if you could that, I would be very thankful. But I'm going to finish the video here, guys. Next episode, like I said, is going to be the Spanish Grand Prix, Barcelona. We'll see what we can do, but my name's Tom, but now it's goodbye.